I had two major comments in my last video. Number one, tell me more about the mustard gas. Number two, do you realize that you're an idiot for wanting to make a compromise? Gun laws are unconstitutional, period. So we'll address the first one because that's easy, and then we'll go on to the second one. More about the mustard gas. No, it was not in a concentrated amount. If you wanted to weaponize it, you'd have to boil off the water, get the ammonia and bleach at a much more potent level, and make it extremely concentrated. But if you're going to screw around with that crap, you might as well just screw around with accelerants and oxidizers and get a little bit more bang for your buck. What I did not realize there was enough ammonia and cat urine to cause a reaction. And I caught one of those little bastards downstairs peeing behind the freezer. I finally tracked down the scent. I looked over the freezer. There was in fact cat urine there, so I was like, I'll fix them. Grabbed the bottle of bleach, spun off the cap, dumped it over the top of the freezer, pulled the freezer back, grabbed a mop and a mop bucket. I'm like, whoa, it's foaming, and there's smoke coming off of it. And then bam, the smoke hit me in the face, and that's how I was exposed to mustard gas. Like I said, it wasn't concentrated enough to really do anything. It just got a little blood when I coughed, and I couldn't see very well, and my eyes burnt. Now, to gun laws. So yes, you did not have some sort of magic revelation. You are not the only one that's aware of this. Yes, we all know gun laws are unconstitutional. Because of the position I am in, I am forced to play the game. I am in a firearm shop. I am on YouTube. These are the options I have. I get it. Don't argue with stupid people because you have to get stupid to argue with stupid people. But I do like the challenge. So, why are gun laws unconstitutional? Now, I'm not a constitutional expert. As a matter of fact, when I see somebody doing something, I'm like, that's unconstitutional. I will Google looking for the terminology I'm looking for, bust out the Declaration of Independence, find that section in there, highlight it, and hand it to them. Because realistically, it is illegal for you to tell anybody to do anything unless that something is to not tell this person what to do. Now they're probably like, well, what about murder and stuff like that? If you're murdering somebody, you're telling them not to live in a very aggressive fashion. You are protected in so many ways, it's not even funny. And we've been hammering this drum since before I was born. It's unconstitutional, it's unconstitutional, and we've got nowheres with it. So we are forced to play the game. And I get it, they're partly right. By me playing the game, I'm legitimizing what they're doing. However, I could sit here all day long and be like, gun laws are unconstitutional. Gun laws are unconstitutional. And I would accomplish not a damn thing. There's plenty of people hammering that drum. So I'm looking for other attacks. Because I feel using multi-approach attacks, if you can hit them from enough angles, you can eventually wear them down and maybe get some headway. Wiping them all off the books? Yeah, that'd be great. Is it realistic? No. So, let's talk about some of the ways gun laws are unconstitutional. Well, let's start with the Second Amendment. Shall not be infringed. That should be a mic drop right there. Game over. That's it. It's literally in the Constitution. You cannot make laws about my firearms. However, that's not the state we're in right now. So let's look at some other gun laws. Number 10, states' rights. So the federal government is restricted to just state-by-state transactions and overseas affairs. So if a gun manufacturer is in my state and they're selling to me, or say I buy from, I don't know, Colt, and I have it shipped to my store, and I sell it to a customer in my state, the Fed has no power over that. Well, they do, but not legally. It's illegally obtained power. They're only supposed to be there to handle wars and to prevent like 5 states getting together and collapsing another state or ruining an economy for personal gain, or stop one state from taxing goods traveling to another state that's not relating with them. They're just there to make the states play fair. That's not the state of the world we're in today, though. Sucks. Now let's say, for example, okay, so the Fed's got no power over your firearms. Zero. Zilch. None. It is illegal for them to try to tell you what you can and cannot do with your firearm. So we get that. Now what if the state tries to? Well, you got the 8th Amendment. Excessive punishment. So let's say I'm in California. This is a 30-round magazine. They have a 10-round magazine there. Is a felony charge in a prison sentence a deserving punishment if I have hurt no one and this magazine happens to have too many rounds of ammunition in it? Or what about the pistol grip? Are the criminal charges they apply to having a pistol grip on your firearm acceptable for the crime you've committed? No, they're not. This has hurt no one. It's upset no one. It is not, back to the beginning, it's not hurting anyone. To give you a felony charge, a prison sentence, and a big-ass fine for having a pistol grip on your firearm is definitely an excessive punishment. It should be maybe a $2 fine. At most. Now, the states cannot do that. They cannot tell you what you can do with your firearm. Number 9, denying rights. Because there are police officers in California that have 30-round magazines, pistol grips on their firearms, just because it is not in the Constitution, which it is, the Second Amendment, but this makes it so all rights. So if a cop has something, that means I have the right to have it. They cannot get extra rights that I cannot. That's just the way it is. Or you got maybe, how about the 14th Amendment? Because I can buy freedom. Right now, yes, you can buy freedom. It's called an SOT. It's a special tax stamp. Because I've purchased an SOT, I can make this a machine gun. That's purchasing freedom. The fact that I can have that freedom, that I can have an SOT, everyone around me should be able to automatically have an SOT. I should not have extra rights that other people cannot have. Again, gun laws are extremely unconstitutional. If you went through all 27 amendments, you would find multiple amendments that protect your freedoms of firearms. So again, this isn't some new revelation you came to. Yes, we all know gun laws are unconstitutional. However, we're forced to play the game. And that was the purpose of my last video, is to try to move the chess pieces in a way to where we gain a little bit. Again, I could stand here and be like, unconstitutional, la 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 la, but I've accomplished nothing. I'm not helping anyone. And I do get that by me playing the game, I'm legitimizing the game. But it's already too legitimized. The only way we could change it, to get it back to the way it was, is if we start with the education system. That's where the ball was dropped. Once upon a time, the federal government took over the education system. They approved what history is going to be taught, how kids are going to be taught, basically to be good little servants. As that generation went up, they amped up their game. Next generation comes up, they amped up their game. The only way we could change things is to go back, remove federal aid from the school system, have it run by the counties the way it should be, so the kids are taught according to the county. There's no more subservience. And in about 30 years, 40 years, something like that, we would be back to constitutional laws. That's just not the way it is right now. If I were to go and promote a vice president or eliminate a cabinet or something like that, all I'm going to do is turn them into martyrs. I'm going to make the support behind them stronger. That's not the way to do it. Say I promoted a vice president, the acting president, or who was the acting president, would now become a martyr, and there would be support behind it. If I forcefully change the laws, we'd have resistant pockets pop up. We would fight a guerrilla war. You cannot win that way. You got to re-educate. That's the only way it can start, and that it's got to start all the way from the beginning. From 4K, all the way through high school. The colleges, that's their own little thing. We'll probably never be able to do anything about that. But privatizing the schools, that would be the start. That's how we could actually change things towards the future. However, is that a realistic goal? Probably not. That's probably never going to happen. So, until that magic... I don't even know how the cards would have to fall for that to happen, but until that does happen, we're forced to play the game. And we got to beat them at their own rules, even though that they change the rules every single time. Because Second Amendment shall not be infringed. How can that be mistaken? The language is so clear. So anyway, I just thought I'd do an update video on the last video. If you'd like to help support the channel, I got my Patreon right there. I also have affiliate links in the description down below. Just by clicking on those links, doing the Amazon shopping you're already going to do anyway. And a little kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.